Here I am at the start of the Neusiok Trail, the Croatan National Forest. See the trailhead, and I'm gonna begin here at this nice, beautiful view here of the as the ocean meets the inlet. The Neusiok Trail. It's a 21-mile trail. About to conduct it. So here we go. This section of the trail is just gorgeous, and the water right there in the background makes for a really good start of the trail. Even though we're about a mile in, you can see the beach that's coming up in the clearing right there. So you got the beach. So if I wanted to, I could have camped out here. So on the first mile on the trail, you'll come across some signs. Not really a sign, an arrow with some blue around it. What that is, that's not the trail, all right? That is the horse trail. I took that thinking, the gentleman that brought me here was like, oh, follow the arrows. So I was like, that's the first arrow, I'll follow that. Well, that took me 4 miles out of the way. So finally, I'm about a mile and a half in. I had to stop because that's I'm about 5.5 miles for today. And I found a spot here where I'm gonna just put my hammock up right near the water. Beautiful. I was hoping to make it at least 5.5 miles into the trail instead of 1.5 miles, even though I've done 5.5 miles today. But I'm gonna call it a night and see where it goes tomorrow. So when you're doing the trail, just make sure you follow those little 10 things on the trail, not the arrows. So someone must have just recently put up some arrows for some horse things, because you will go out of the way like I did today, and it doesn't make for a good trip knowing that you're doing negative mileage. So we'll check with tomorrow. So after taking the wrong horse trail, I decided about 1.5 miles in to stay along the cliffs just out near the beach. And if you can see, the water is just right there, and this ended up being a great spot because the trees are sporadic, but they're close enough to where you can get a nice hammock in between the tents. And I'll tell you, so last night we got down probably low 50s, high 40s, and I didn't have my pad underneath me, and I got pretty cold. And this is a 0-degree synthetic sleeping bag, and I got pretty chilly. So what I did was, about halfway through the night, I ended up blowing up my pad and put it in the hammock, and what difference that made. And this is just a Nemo 3-inch insulated pad, and man, it made a big difference to going from freezing cold to very warm. So I do highly recommend a pad with a hammock, even if it's in the 50s or 40s. Coming across the bridge here. Coming across this bridge. I think it was made by some Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts or something. It's pretty cool. Definitely keeps me out of the muck and delays my feet from getting wet, because it's probably inevitable they'll get wet, but at least delays it for a little bit. So that was a pretty cool little bridge. So about 3.7 miles into Pine Cliff, you come across the first shelter. On the shelter, there's a water pump. You gotta prime it with about a half a gallon before it starts pumping water, but it'll start pumping, and the shelter's not bad. You can tell, so good little spot to stop if you need water, at least, and you don't want to filter it. I'm told the well's like 50 feet down, and a lot of people are drinking it, and not got any issues with it, so we'll try. So we're about 8 miles in now, roundabout I'm guesstimating. And there's a long bridge here, it's kind of nice. Most of the trail, it is 14 April 2018. Most of the trail is not bad. It's not muddy. You can get around most of the spots, but it hadn't rained in a few days. It did rain pretty good last weekend. But so far it's pretty good, going strong. And gonna carry it out, probably stop here about 2-3 miles for lunch, take me a half an hour, 45-minute break, and then continue on. Looking to be done around 4 o'clock, and that'll bring me to about 19 miles today. All right. I just came across a snake on the trail here. I'm gonna try to get close so you can see it. I don't know if it's poisonous. It's black looking. There it goes. Alright, here's another one of those black snakes. This one actually looks a little different. It looks a little meaner. Oh, he's rattling. Oh, he's about to chase me. Look at him. You don't want to mess with him. Hear him rattling? Yeah, he's saying, don't mess with me. I'm taking a minute for lunch. I've got about 9 miles to go. On the 21-mile AT, I'm at like 11 and a half. So I'm just taking a break. Gonna take about a half an hour, 45 minutes, air out my feet. And I found a nice spot here along a bridge where I can hang my feet and maybe lay down a second. Really haven't come across anyone on the trail. Only living things were 2 snakes, and some person was at a tent the first thing. So I'm gonna have some Roman noodles and tuna creation, sweet and spicy. Maybe throw some peanut butter in there. And that should do me out for the next 9 miles until I get to the end of the trail. So there's a stretch on the trail, probably goes for a few miles, maybe 2. That's just kind of dirt road like this, which isn't too bad. You know, a lot of trails, it seems like you have some roads built in, which isn't hardball or anything like that, which is nice. But you can see there's a boat left here, but it just goes on for a while and it should connect back in here shortly. We're on the last mile here. I think we got about maybe 3/4 mile left. Pretty good view. You can see the inlets connect to the ocean. There's on the eastern side of the Croatan. And about to finishing up. All in all, so far, I think we would have done a little over 25 miles with that error of going the wrong way. So, yep, 25.05 right now. Probably got 0.75 left, so almost 26 miles in less than 24 hours. I started about 5:30 yesterday on the northern part of the trail, but Cedar or Ridge, Pine Ridge or something. But then I went the wrong way for about 4 miles. Looped back around that horse trail, and then had to restart the trail. Got about 1.5 miles in. Had to stop for the night because it got dark, and then I finished out the 19 and a half this morning. I started around 7, and as you can see, it's just 3 o'clock right now, so I'll be wrapped up in less than 10 minutes here. So pretty good, pretty good. So about 8 hours, a little over 8 hours of movement. I stopped and took a break every now and again, every say 5, 6 miles. And at lunch I stopped and took 45 minutes, let my feet air dry, had some lunch. So we'll get a picture here at the end of the sign. Alright, I finished up the Neusiok trail. Started at 7, a little after, and it's 3:17. I'm wrapped up and done. Heading home, got total complete, just under 26 miles.